Alright, hello everyone. My name is Val, and today I will be going over the interactive tech project with you guys. So, TicketMaster is a global ticketing platform that helps people discover and access live events like concerts, sports, games, and festivals. But the focus right now is mainly on getting people into the experience, not really helping them once they're actually inside. So, there's a gap between access and experience. Typically, at large events, users deal with a lot of friction, such as overcrowding, long and unpredictable lines, confusion about where to go, and a lot of missed moments. So, the key problem becomes I don't know when or where to move during the event without getting stuck or missing something. So, our main primary target audience here is Gen Z and young adults, especially concert goers and also festival attendees. A lot of them are first time or occasional goers, and their behavior is very reactive. So, they're constantly checking their phones, they're unsure of where to go, and making decisions in the moment instead of planning them ahead. So the tension becomes I want to enjoy the event and not stress about logistics. So this is where open data comes in. Ticketmaster Flow uses real-time venue and event data like crowd density, wait times, event schedules, and user location. So this is all live and is constantly changing information, but right now it's not being used to actually guide the user. So the system works through if and then logic. If real time conditions change, like crowd building, line getting longer, or time windows opening, then Ticketmaster Flow responds instantly and guides the user to the best next action in that moment. So instead of users reacting late, the system basically helps them act at the right time. So the insight here is that people don't struggle with events because they don't care. They struggle because they don't know how to navigate them in real time. So instead of static maps, users need something that is more dynamic and something that adapts as the event changes. And so this leads us to the concept of Ticketmaster Flow. It is basically a live guidance system inside events that would help users move through the space more efficiently. So instead of guessing, users would get real time movement, suggestions, and things such as live wait time updates, and as well as moment based notifications. So the experience adapts throughout the event. The system would work in three different parts. So, first would be data input, which would be venue sensors that track crowds and lines, and event schedules would provide timing. The second would be the user behavior, and this system would understand how users are moving through the space at real time. And third system is the system response, which would be the system that analyzes conditions and it would push real time guidance directly to the user. So the data sources include crowd density data, wait time data from lines, event scheduling, user location, and also movement patterns. So all of this works together to understand what's really happening in the moment and when the intervention is needed. So throughout the user journey, without Flow, users rely on static maps and would basically have to guess where to go. But with Flow, once a trigger is detected, the system activates and it shifts the experience from being something that's static to becoming something that's more dynamic. It guides the user throughout the real time and it brings up suggestions leading to faster decisions, um, lowering stress, and making it overall a better experience. So as we can see here, before flow, there is no real awareness. There's no wait times to be seen, no crowd visibility given, and users are just practically guessing. So here, as we can see, with flow, users would be able to receive things like live crowd heat maps, real time wait times, and also be able to receive dynamic routing and alerts. So instead of reacting, they become guided. Here, the core idea is basically that if real time crowd density, wait times, or time changes, then Ticketmaster Flow analyzes those conditions and then guides the user to the best next action in that exact moment. So this is kind of what like the experience would look like before Ticketmaster Flow. Users just relying on a static venue map with no real-time awareness, and they don't know any wait times. They can't see where crowds are coming from or forming, and they're basically just guessing where to go. So this leads to things like long lines, confusion, and ultimately just missing key moments during the event. And then with Ticketmaster Flow, the experience just completely shifts. Users can see a live crowd heat map, then they get real time wait times, and then dynamically updated routes inside of the venue. So they receive things such as timed alerts that help them move at the right moment instead of also reacting too late. And so instead of guessing, they become guided throughout the experience. And so, how does the system know when to step in? So, it basically would work through different defined trigger thresholds, such as if crowd density exceeds about a 75% reach, the system would detect that congestion and then reroute the user. If wait times go anything between 10 to 15 minutes and above, it surfaces fastest options that are nearby. And if there's a gap between key performances, it identifies that as the best time to move. And so if a user is stuck in a place for too long in any crowded area, it would also recognize that as confusion and or some kind of overwhelm, and it offers the user guidance. And so here you can see the actual app experience in its default state. So here flow isn't active yet. So users are just basically looking at a basic map and having to navigate themselves on their own. There's no context, no kind of guidance, and no awareness of what's actually happening around them. And this is where the system activates and we can really see flow working. So once those triggers are detected, the interface shifts into a live responsive experience, and you can see things such as crowd tracking, rerouting, and as well as behavior awareness, all of it happening at real time. So the app is now actively guiding the user with clear actions, like providing things like where to go, when to move, and how to avoid congestion in the crowd. And so my refined interaction logic was basically that if real time data shows that conditions are changing, whether that be crowds, wait times, timing, or user behavior, then Ticketmaster Flow responds instantly with the fastest route, the best time to move, and also the most efficient option nearby. And overall, this concept just basically transforms the event experience from being something reactive into something proactive. It just allows users to stay present and move confidently and actually enjoy the event without constantly worrying about logistics.